Hi there, so another quick cooking video, and in this one I'm going to show you how to make a really delicious mac and cheese. So first of all, you need a cup of elbow pasta, this sort of pasta. I've already cooked it in some boiling water for 8 minutes, so it's all nice and soft and squidgy and flies about very easily. You also need cheese, there's some cheddar. Also some parmesan cheese, which I think smells like feet, but this mac and cheese tastes so good that I'm willing to put something that I think smells like feet into it. I've also got some other fancy cheese. I've got, I'm going to use instead of mozzarella, this is pizza cheese, pizzarella. So I'm going to try that in my mac and cheese. You need some cream, milk, flour, and a little bit of salt and pepper to taste. So let's get to making it. So first of all, I need to actually turn my cheese, so my cheddar and my parmesan, into some grated cheese. You need about a cup of cheddar and about half a cup of parmesan. So watch this. As you can see, I've now got about a cup and a half of cheddar and parmesan cheese. And now I'm ready to make what's called a roux, which is a sort of cheesy sauce that goes in with the parmesan, so with the mac and cheese. So let's head over to the stovetop. So into this pan, I'm going to melt about 35 grams of butter. I'm just going to give that a second to melt. And to that, I need to add 2 tablespoons of flour. And add 1. And so I'm making here what's called a roux, I believe. Very important to make sure you mix all that together until it all comes together. Then, in a moment, when this is all melted, I'm going to add in some cream. So I want 3/4 of a cup of cream and the same amount of milk. I put my cream and my milk into the same thing just to make it a little bit easier. So I'm just going to pour that in and just stir it, let it thicken. Unfortunately, I can't let this get too much closer, otherwise it will do bad things to the laptop I'm filming on. So I'm just going to stir that in and add a little bit more. Just doing this a little bit at a time. I'm just going to lift this out, knock all those lovely bits back in. Here's the last of it. Stir it in. Then, when you get it looking kind of like this, I reckon that's looking pretty good. Yeah, kind of sticks, but comes off when you knock it. I'm going to switch back to my spoon, give that a little more of a... Then comes the cheese. You want to make sure you grate it up so it all mixes and melts in there. So look at all that cheesy goodness going in. This is so much easier. I'm not trying to show it on camera. keep the heat going. Stir in the cheese. Watch it melt. So it's just, the cheese is just about ready. I've added some mozzarella, which is optional, just to give it a lovely cheese stretch to it. And now, just because I like a little extra texture, you can also add some cooked, chopped bacon. Don't have to, but I like it. I think it adds another extra layer. So I'll just put all that in, and then stir it all together. So it makes a glorious, cheesy, bacony mixture. And then the next step is going to be putting in the pasta. So let's pop the pasta into. Whoa! Flying pasta. Okay, and then just make sure that it gets a really good coating. All the cheese, all the bacon. The bacon also adds a nice saltiness, so you don't really need to add salt. If you look at how it's stirring, it's all starting to mix and meet together. After that, it's pretty simple. So I'll take you back to the counter and I'll show you. And now I'm up to one of the last steps. So I add the macaroni and cheese. You can put it into a big container, or I like little individual servings. Oh, actually, if I do it from this side, it'll show up much better on camera. There we go. Ooh, look at that cheese stretch. That's from the mozzarella. Ooh. There's 5 ramekins worth inside. Make sure we scoop out all the good stuff. Although not quite done yet. So I've gone and grated my cheese, so I'm just going to add that on top. Just for an extra cheesy hit. But I'm not done yet either. Because what I'm also going to add on top, this is cheddar, by the way, for anyone who's wondering. Oh, I'll just stop that timer. The last touch, just to add a little bit of lovely crunch, just sprinkle some breadcrumbs on top, which will melt in with the cheese. They'll crisp up a little and taste absolutely fabulous. So this is going into a 200-degree fan-forced oven, or 220 if you don't have a fan in your oven, for 20 minutes. So I'll show you what happens on the other side. And that's what they look like. Well, they smell absolutely fabulous too. So if you want to give it a go, I'll put the rest of the details up and enjoy.